Hello and welcome. Today I'm dyeing my hair brown and red. I'm doing a money piece. The front part will be red and then the back part is going to be brown. I'm using leftover dye that I had from the last couple times that I've dyed my hair. I'm using the IroIro Dark Red for the front part and then the Nutrisse Garnier number 40 Dark Chocolate. Dark chocolate, aka dark brown, which is really similar to my natural hair color. So I wasn't totally sure how well the red would pick up with dark brown hair, but in the past I've dyed my hair, or I bleached my hair, so the bottom part, which you can kind of see in this video, the brown's kind of fading. I bleached my hair about a year ago, and I've dyed it several times since then. I've dyed it green, and I've dyed it red using the IroIro red, which is probably my favorite red that I've ever used. I think it has a lot of bad reviews because people say it doesn't blend very well, but honestly, I haven't really had an issue, and I think any of the bad blending was more my own fault for a bad bleach job. But as you can see, I'm going to start at the roots because that all is virgin hair, so it's probably not going to pick it up as well. Well, it's definitely not going to pick it up as well, and I wasn't really sure how well it would actually pick up. So we started at the roots this time, which I think is maybe typically what they recommend. I can't remember if you're supposed to start at the roots or the ends. But in this case, since the ends have been bleached in the past, I figured that there's probably going to be a bit of a color difference. So that's why I did that. And then I colored the ends after I got the top part first. So over the past year, I've dyed my hair green, and then I did red because shortly after I dyed it green, I got engaged, and I did not want to have a crazy hair color for my wedding. I wanted it to just be my natural brown hair color. So I kind of slowly started to get rid of the green after a few months and transitioned more into the red to kind of try and get rid of that green, which it worked really well, by the way. In case anyone was wondering, if you want to get rid of the green, any green in your hair, I highly recommend using this particular red dye because it's really good and I think it's really pretty. I don't know why some people seem to not really like it, but it's my favorite. It does take a long time to come out though. It's a semi-permanent dye, and it takes longer than most semi-permanent dyes to come out, but I didn't really care. And then after that I dyed it brown using the Garnier, which worked really well, and it is very close to my natural hair color. And then I also used some kind of a gloss. It was a really popular gloss. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it started with K, like the letter K. And you can only get it from Target, I think. It was a pretty good gloss. Maybe I'll put a picture up there if I can find it. Anyways, so this is all leftover dye from the last time that I dyed my hair red. So I'm just trying to use up all of the red that I have. And I decided to just pull back more of the hair that was at the bottom. Initially I was going to do at the top, but I figured it might look better if I just do the bottom half instead of the top half. And you'll notice that this time I start at the bottom instead of at the top because I knew I had enough to at least do the ends of my hair, but I wasn't quite sure if I'd have enough for the top part. And I wasn't even sure if the red was going to pick up at all in the virgin brown hair. I figured it would at least pick up on the bottom part where it had been bleached in the past because it's more porous there. But I wasn't sure if it would even pick up on my natural brown hair at all. So I focused more on the ends there to make sure that I had enough, which I think.
Can you see my face?
Oh, yes. And then
buds.
My husband made an appearance and I showed him all the red on my forehead. By the way, I recommend putting Vaseline on before, but I kind of forgot to do that this time. Yeah, that was a mistake. There's nowhere left to fall when you reach the bottom. This mountain is it all? Oh, angel's friend. But this how it ends with a simple telephone call. Nothing. Little jam sesh. Okay, so now I'm trying to get off some of that red as much as I can anyways, just using makeup remover. And now that I'm done with the red, I'm gonna start making the mixture for the Garnier Nutrisse brown hair dye, which is a permanent brown dye that honestly I think lasts almost about the same as this red semi-permanent dye does. At least for me it had. I do think that this time around the red has been fading a lot faster than it normally would, but that's probably because this isn't recently bleached. It was bleached like a year ago, and it's probably just gonna fade, I think, to brown instead of fading to a pink or some other color. And so after getting it all mixed together, I start more kind of in the middle and make my way down. Because again, I'm focusing more on the ends of my hair. This color is pretty close to my natural hair color, if not darn near the same. I do still put it on the roots just in case, but I probably didn't really need to. Also, with this hair dye, I think you could probably, oh yeah, so here, don't do what I did. Yeah, don't do that. Try and get it over the sink. I don't know why, but for some reason I just had a dirt moment and did it not over the sink and wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing and got it on the floor. And then I had paint on my feet and I was getting paint, or dye I guess, on the bathroom floor. But luckily the stuff cleans really easily. Same with the red dye, it cleans up very easily. But as I was saying, you get quite a bit of product with this one bottle. I got 2 boxes when I initially dyed my hair, my whole set of hair, and I only needed the one and I still had a bunch left over. So you can use this pretty generously. I want to say it's probably better if you get it to lather, which sometimes I did and sometimes I didn't. But when there's enough product, I think it just blends better for certain dyes if you can get it to lather. And now I'm all done. And then I just let it set for 30 minutes before washing it out. And then I'll show you the results after I took a shower and then the results after it's all dried, as well as some pictures. And surprisingly, it did actually come up or show up on the roots. It's not super noticeable, at least not in person. You can kind of see it in the video, but it's like a really dark cherry red. Not super noticeable, but if you want just a hint, like a very minimal hint of a color, because maybe you can't really do anything because of work or school, and you have naturally dark brown hair like me, I would recommend using this hair dye. It probably won't last very long, but it's something you could do. And yeah, Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!